Hi everyone and welcome to today's session. This session is designed to be incorporated into your field training session, and the format of this session will be a warm-up into a speed and agility unit, followed by a technical skills unit designed by the coach, and finishing up then with a cool down. So we're going to begin this session with the warm-up, which I'm going to demonstrate here with Jake. So the first exercise we're going to work on is very simple. To get the heart rate up, we're going to work on a 50% jog, straight line across 15 to 20 meters, and you're going to repeat that twice. So Jake's going to demonstrate here throughout the warm-up. So there's a 50% jog, getting used to running on grass again and getting used to wearing the studs again. Okay, when you're ready, 50% again, Jake. Nice and easy. Keep it slow. And now we're going to work across 10 meters. Okay, so we're going to start bringing in a little bit of your speed mechanics here as we mobilize as well. So we're going to work on a knee raise exercise to start mobilizing, keep the heart rate up, but we're going to make it the A march that you have been learning in previous blocks. So Jake's going to demonstrate here just a knee raise with the arm action, knee up, toe up, just walking out. So just the A march movement. You can incorporate a raise onto the ball of the foot here if you can keep the knee up, the toe up, and you've got a strong stance leg. So this is going to double as a mobilizing exercise and preparing us for the speed and agility stuff later on. Good. Okay, so again, repeating that twice, 10 meters, turning around, and if you can, getting that raise up onto the ball of your foot. Good, nice tall torso, nice and strong through the core. Good. If you want to have a look at the mechanics a little bit more, take it back to the previous blocks and have a look at that. Okay, we're going to go into heel kicks now to stretch out through the quad muscle, mobilize, but also again, we're going to bring the mechanics of the ankling drill we would have done before. So now instead of just a heel kick up behind, you're going to come underneath, and we're going to work on that ankling movement that we worked on before. So Jake's going to demonstrate that here. So sorry Jake, I'm going to get you to bring in the hop into this. So now we can bring a little bit more of an upbeat movement into it. Good. Okay, so picking up the foot. The heel is still coming up to the back side, but you're coming underneath the center of gravity and cycling over that inside knee. Okay, let's give that a go again, Jake. So still getting that heel up behind, up to the back side, but underneath you. Good. Okay, let's give the hamstrings a little bit of a stretch out. We're going to do a hamstring walkout, couple of quick steps in between, reaching down, sweeping the grass. Lengthen out through the hamstrings here. Couple of quick steps in between, keeping the heart rate up, getting that dynamic stretch. 10 meters out, and on the way back in, let's increase that stretch here by doing a high leg kick, couple of quick steps in between, kicking to the opposite leg. Lengthen that leg, good. Good. Okay, let's take it back to a 50% run, again across 15 to 20 meters, and we're going to gradually increase that. Off we go, Jake. Good. Okay, let's take that up to 60%. Good, taking those few seconds in between. If you do want to take a walk back and repeat it out, that's fine, you can do it that way. And the last one is a 70% run. Good. And take that walk back. So that's it for this section of the warm-up. We're now going to take it on to some jumping movements and activation exercises. We're now going to work on activating and bringing some jumps into the warm-up as well to prepare for the speed and agility unit. The first exercise we're going to work on is the single leg hip bridge, and this is used to activate the glutes. So Jake's going to demonstrate here. So lying down on your back, knees bent, feet flat, feet shoulder width apart. Good. And we're going to start off, with the normal hip bridge first, just to remind you of that. So squeezing through the glutes, lifting the hips up, keeping the glutes engaged and holding for 2 or 3 seconds before coming down fully. And raising up again. And down. So that's one variation of the exercise, but I do want you to advance on, if you can, to a single leg hip bridge. So you're going to center one leg a little bit more. Keep the opposite leg in line with the working leg and squeeze through the glute and lift the hips up, lifting the hips towards the ceiling. Hold for a few seconds and dropping back down fully to the ground. Engage and lift. 10 repetitions on each leg to wake up the glute, and focus on really activating that glute. Making sure here that you're not arching through the spine as you lift up, that the extension is coming from the hip. If you're finding that this is a little bit too difficult to control, then you can take it back to the double leg hip bridge exercise. You might find this a little bit tricky to do on the field with your boots on. Just get that foot grounded, still driving through the heel as you would have done before, and focus on squeezing the glutes. Make sure that when you are doing this on the field, that you find yourselves a nice flat surface to work on. Activating through the glute, driving the hips up high, and that pressure is through the heel of your foot. Keep control of that leg. Try to keep the alignment of the ankle, the knee, and the hip. Don't let the knee fall out to the side. Okay, once you've completed 10 repetitions on that and woken up the glutes, we're going to draw in some more movement here through a lunge. So Jake, I'll get you up onto your feet. So we're going to work on a reverse lunge here. Do try use the reverse lunge if you can. If that's a bit tricky for you and you're not getting the angles right, then use the forward lunge. So Jake's going to demonstrate here, stepping back, getting that nice 90-degree angle on both legs, stepping forward and repeating on the opposite side. You're going to do 10 reps in total here, so you'll end up doing 5 on each leg, and make sure you're getting those angles right. On the way up, again, you're squeezing through the glutes, so waking up those glute muscles here. As I said, if you can't get the angles right here on a reverse lunge, you're just going to do the forward lunge instead. Okay, then taking it on to an activation of the core, we're going to work on the plank exercise, and we're just going to hold the plank for 30 seconds. Raising the hips off the ground. The pressure is on the forearm here and on the toes. Your feet are shoulder width apart. Nice strong core. Don't let the hips drop towards the ground. Don't allow the hips to pike up towards the ceiling. Also nice and strong through your shoulder blades here. So push the ground away from you. Keep the shoulders nice and strong. Also be aware of your head position. Don't let your neck hang down. As you're doing this, activate your core. Squeeze the core nice and tight. So just holding for about 30 seconds. So Jake, 3, 2, and 1, and drop down. And each player is going to be different. So if you can hold for the 30, hold for the 30. If you can't manage to hold it for 30 seconds with good technique, then drop down whenever you feel like you can't keep the body positioning. Okay, taking it on now to some jumping motions, really raising the heart rate up now, getting explosive, getting ready for the work that we're going to do in the speed and agility unit. But still controlled here, focusing on getting the force production from the jump, but also then absorbing that force on the landing. So remember, ankle, knee, and hip bending on the landing. So the first exercise is going to be the squat jump. We're going to do 4 repetitions here in total. Jake's going to demonstrate that. Use the arms for momentum here. Good. Explosive, but still controlled, absorbing the force, flat foot on the landing. Perfect. Okay, so taking about 20 to 30 seconds in between each jump here, just allowing that heart rate to come down a little bit again, and get ready for the next jump. The next exercise is going to be the horizontal jump. So we're just going to use the space here. So Jake, I'll get you back at the cone, back towards the cone at least. And we're going to work on 4 horizontal jumps here, You are looking for distance on this to wake up those muscles, but you don't want to jump too far that you're losing that technique in the jump. So the reminder on this, you're swinging the arms back, and as you drive forward, the arms swing forward and you explosively push off the ball of your foot, getting that extension through the hip, the knee, and the ankle. So Jake's going to show us here 4 repetitions. We are still warming up, so not too much distance. Good, absorbing the force through the ankles, knees, and hips. Good. Good. Okay, so that's your horizontal jump. The next exercise we're going to work on is the lunge jump. So again, getting that 90 degree angle, and then explosive jump and catching yourself on the landing, trying to get that 90 degree angle. If you struggle with this, with the landing in that split stance position, what you can do is jump to the center and then jump onto the opposite leg. So Jake's going to demonstrate the more advanced variation here, jumping from right to left. 4 repetitions again, all controlled. Good. Okay, and this is going to prep us nicely for the speed and agility stuff coming next. The final exercise we're going to work on here for the warm-up is a forward hop. So Jake's going to demonstrate the more advanced variation here again. He's going to go right leg to right leg for 4, and then turn around left leg to left leg for 4. If you're struggling with this, you can do from left on to right for a forward hop. The most important thing here is that we're working on stabilizing through the ankle, the knee, and the hip. You're not looking for distance here. What you're looking for is enough of a challenge on that single leg landing. Okay, so big jump here is going to be too much of a challenge. We're just still waking the muscles up here. So Jake's going to demonstrate. Catch. Good, so you can see here, Jake's pausing in between each one. And catch yourself with the other foot if you have to. Good. Okay, so 4 on the right, 4 on the left. Ankle, knee, and hip bent. Absorb that force. Good. Okay, so that's it for our warm-up. That's going to help you prepare for the session. It's going to reduce the risk of injury, so make sure that you're focused on that warm-up before you start working on speed work, before you start introducing technical skills. So we're now going to take it on to the speed and agility unit. So now that we're warmed up, we're going to take it on to our speed and agility unit. This speed and agility unit today is going to be focused on linear mechanics, and we're going to work on acceleration and deceleration for this first drill. In the previous block, we worked on falling starts. Today, we're going to work on a step back acceleration that makes it a little bit more real to the game. So Jake's going to demonstrate this, and you're going to work across around 15 to 20 meters. And we're going to work now at 80 to 90%, so building up the intensity a little bit more here. So for this, you're going to start in an athletic stance position. So knees softly bent, weight on the balls of the foot, but not with the heels raised. So you can imagine here a credit card underneath the heel. So weight on the balls of the foot, but a flat foot. Eyes straight ahead, nice strong position. Jake's going to initiate this movement himself. We're not going to use whistles just yet to react. We'll do that when it comes to the 100%. But for now, 80 to 90%, Jake's going to initiate this himself, and he's going to do a step back into an acceleration, which, like I've said, is a bit more real to the game. So Jake, when you're ready. Good, 80 to 90%, and incorporating in a deceleration. Good. Okay, Jake, you're going to take a walk back to recover. You're going to do this about 4 to 6 times. If you're incorporating this into the training session and you have a number of players, your recovery time can be just waiting for each player to work through. If you want to incorporate the ball into this, so either the hurley and sliotar or the football, you can have the coach at the end of the drill passing the ball or throwing the ball, and they decelerate as they catch the ball. So that's the indicator to decelerate, and then they can hand pass back the ball. This next drill involves a few different components, and you want a space of about 20 to 30 meters, and you want to divide that space out into two sections. So 10 to 15 meters for the first section, 10 to 15 meters for the second section. So we're going to incorporate in here a run into an 80 to 90% sprint, a deceleration, a back pedal, a turn, and return to the start in an 80 to 90% sprint again, and finally decelerating. So a lot involved in this. I will have Jake demonstrate this, and I will explain at the end how you can incorporate the ball into this as well. So again, working on all the mechanics here that we've learned over the phases, and remembering them as you perform this drill. So Jake's going to demonstrate here at 50 to 60% a run into an 80 to 90% sprint, decelerate, back pedal, turn, and decelerate at the start again. So you're going to perform this about 4 to 6 times. You can incorporate the ball or the hurley and sliotar into this drill, and you can work with a partner on that. So just to give you an idea of how you might do that, you can run with the ball to the first marker, 10 to 15 meters. From there, you can now perform a moving kick or strike. In the previous phase, we had it static. Now you can do that moving to your partner. Once you kick, then you can go into your 80 to 90% sprint, decelerate, back pedal, turning at that cone, back to the start again. Your partner now has the ball, and they can perform the drill the same way that you've performed it. As they're moving, you get the rest. As you're moving, they're going to get the rest. And like I said, you can perform that 4 to 6 times. So that's it for our speed and agility unit. You're now going to take it on to the technical skills unit, designed by the coach and guided by the return to play guidelines. And as always, I'd like you to finish up with the cool down stretch.